Recently, there has been the Super Smash Bros. Ballot, where you could vote for any character you want. There was no limitations to who you could request. We're still not sure what sort of requests are being sort of accepted, whether the actual highest percentage is the one that is accepted as a potential character, or whether it's just merely a suggestion box so they could pick and choose out of whoever is sort of being voted for. But do you want to know who I voted for? I voted for Lip. You may not know who Lip is, or you are come here based off the title of this video. For you see, this is a very special tea time, at least for me. For this tea time, I'll be making a video about a certain game, a certain series, and a certain character to an extent. This is my video celebrating Panel De Pon's 20th anniversary. Welcome everybody, I'm Souldin of the Grin brothers, and today's tea would be a clean green. I'm talking about Panel De Pon, and given the main character Lip is a flower fairy, flower fairy of flowers, I figured green tea would make most sense. So, green tea it is. Now, as you may have already sort of got on from the fact that I said that I voted for Lip in the Super Smash Bros. Ballot, I accepted the rule that you could only vote once, although they didn't originally have a limitation to it, at least a computer limitation. But they said, please only vote once, so I voted, of all the possible characters I could have voted for, I voted for Lip from Panel De Pon. She is my most wanted character for all of the Super Smash Bros. Series. And I'm both a fan of the character of Lip and the game series she originates from. That game series being the Puzzle League series, and her specific game being the very first entry in that series, Panel De Pon. As a brief sort of overview of the Puzzle League series gameplay, although this is, seriously sort of simplifying it down, and however, you may all be very familiar with Puzzle League series gameplay, because it's not quite that uncommon. It's the Puzzle League series is a puzzle game, well, where the goal is to match 3 or more of the same block within a box, thereby depleting those blocks and earning points, adding to your score and whatnot. Additional rules apply depending on the mode. For example, the versus mode, where 2 people are competing against each other, if you chain combos or deplete so many blocks all at once by matching more than 3, you can create garbage blocks, which are these big blocks which fall down on your opponent's side, and stop them from matching up things, because, and if that block goes over the top of the screen, boom, that person's out. The sort of, in your box, the whole thing's continuously rising. So, you may be familiar with that sort of game. For instance, anyone who's played Columns, for instance. That is a Puzzle League style of game, but not an entry of the Puzzle League series. The Puzzle League series is actually a Nintendo exclusive series. I'll get onto that more in a bit. But in regards to Panel De Pon, the very first entry of the series, there's a story to it. The story of Panel De Pon is as follows. As the evil devil king Thanatos has cast a spell over the world of Popples. The fairy of flowers, Lip, is unaffected due to her magic stick. More on that in a bit. Lip must defeat her friends to return them to normal and take on Thanatos. Now, some of you, well, a lot of you will probably be wondering why you've never heard of Panel De Pon, except for those of you who have heard of Panel De Pon. Well, it's not exactly, and why you may not have heard of Lip, because it's not exactly all too well known, at least outside of Japan, because Panel De Pon isn't so much Japan exclusive, but at the same time it is when porting the game over to a worldwide release, instead of keeping Lip and the Panel De Pon, the game was instead renamed Tetris Attack, and Lip and her fairy friends were replaced with Yoshi characters. And the Panel De Pon series has kind of had this trend going for it, wherein entries in the series would often either replace Lip or exclude Lip when having the game released worldwide. It's happened before with some Pokemon variations of the game, and even in in cases with the DS entries of the Puzzle League series, they removed Lip entirely from the Japan-only bonus features, which I'll get onto in a bit. A lot of these are getting onto a bit. There's a lot of stuff here I've got covered. But that's why you may not be familiar with the game, or at least with the character of Lip. You may have actually played Tetris Attack for the Super NES. And that was originally Panel De Pon, the game that Lip starred in. From what I've gathered, Nintendo didn't think that the cast of young girls and the cutesy fairy flower theme would have gone well with the audience outside of Japan, and they wanted to try and secure as many sales as possible. Personally, I'm a little bit confused in that, given that like 2 to 3 years prior, about 3 years prior, the Kirby series released, and that's cutesy as heck. So, but you never know. That was the reason that they excluded Lip and replaced her with Yoshi and Friends. Some more trivia about the original Panel De Pon, though, is, well, one obvious one is that it was released on October 27th, 1995. Again, that's why it makes today's video Panel De Pon's 20th anniversary. Panel De Pon is a game, and the Puzzle League series is made by Intelligent Systems. The very first Panel De Pon game was directed by Masao Yamamoto, Toshitaka Muramatsu, and, quite importantly, Hitoshi Yamagami. The important part with Hitoshi Yamagami is that he was also the director of Dr. Mario, and apparently was nicknamed the Puzzle Master by colleagues, which I thought was a nice little thing. Panel De Pon also received an altered version of the game, called BS Panel De Pon Event 98. It was exclusive again to Japan, and released through the Super Nintendo Entertainment System's Satellaview in 1998. And it was effectively a demo version of the game. The cast of the original Panel De Pon they were entirely comprised of fairies, of at least the good cast of characters, and they included the main protagonist Lip, and the fairies who you had to fight to free from the control of the spell, Windy, Charbot, unless I've sort of written that wrong. I thought it was going to be Sherbet, but Fianna, Ruby, Elias, Flare, Neris, and Seren. And there's an interesting point about the Panel De Pon's, how it got the names of Tetris Attack, or rather, what Henk Rogers, Tetris' CIO, commented about the situation in a long time after the situation happened, where Panel De Pon was translated into worldwide release as Tetris Attack, and obviously the Yoshi characters replaced him. When Nintendo came to us and said, "We would like to take this Japanese game called Panel De Pon and rename it Tetris Attack," I'm saying, it's not Tetris. In retrospect, we should never have done that. I don't think that's a good idea. It dilutes the brand. It's like naming another cartoon character Mickey Mouse just 'cause you need the money. So, I obviously am... whoa, sorry, I accidentally, my knee hit the table there. Oh, sorry. I naturally am, agreeing with Henk Rogers here, although my point is more about how I like I like Lip, and I like the fairy cast. I first became aware of this character because it was very hard to naturally become aware of the character initially, because I didn't have the internet for a long time in my life. It was actually around the time when Super Smash Bros. Brawl was releasing that I did actually have regular internet access. But My favourite item in Melee are the Parasol and Lip's Stick. And so when Brawl was coming out, I ended up finding out through information regarding the Lipstick item that it belonged to a character called Lip. And I ended up finding out the character through researching her on the internet. I was familiar with the Puzzle League series at this point, because while I'd never owned the Tetris Attack for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, I do, however, own the Pokemon Puzzle League for the N64, and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, which I even actually have with me right at this moment in my Game Boy Color. And I enjoyed both the games. In terms of gameplay, I really do enjoy the Puzzle League gameplay, naturally. It's what makes me enjoy the series quite a bit. And which is a surprising thing, because I'm not exactly big on puzzle games usually. Pretty much the Puzzle League style of games, or games such as Columns, for instance, are pretty much really the only sort of puzzle games of the match sort of thing I usually play. I mean, I think just about everyone's played Tetris before, but I'm not particularly great at Tetris. I'm admittedly not even really amazing at these Puzzle League style games either, but I'm better than I am with most of the games when it comes to the puzzle genre. But while I also really like the series for its natural gameplay, I became naturally interested in the character of Lip because I like the design of the character for them pretty much. I like the character of Lip herself. It's funny, she gets described in a bio as a bit of a tomboyish character, though given how she looks, you never have actually sort of thought that, but yeah, I just simply like the character of Lip, and I like the design that the World of Popples and the Panel De Pon sort of theme had going for it. And I really wish that sort of thing actually got released worldwide, as it should have been in the Panel De Pon format. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of sort of Japanese Nintendo series which I've never really gotten to play. At least with the Puzzle League series, I've gotten to play the gameplay. But ones of which the characters and thematics to it really interest me. And Panel De Pon is a case of that once again. But unlike with stuff like Shin Oni Gashima, I luckily at least get to experience the gameplay of the Puzzle League series. But I would really like to one day actually get to experience the being able to play anything featuring the characters and series of Panel De Pon in a proper format. Reasoning for that will be much later at the end of the video. Again, so much of this is, I'll tell you in a bit. I have a sip of my green tea before I continue with my other page of information about the Panel De Pon, Puzzle League, and Lip. Do like green tea. Clean green, this is. It's very nice. It's a very nice sort of basic green tea, but apparently it's got a luscious lemony lift to it. And I do like lemon, so. There was technically a sequel to the original Panel De Pon game made. It was part of a Nintendo GameCube puzzle compilation game called Nintendo Puzzle Collection, which consisted of 3 games, a Dr. Mario game, a Yoshi's Cookie game, because Yoshi seems to have so many different puzzle games. Hey, Yoshi already had Yoshi Cookie, let's add him to another puzzle game, eh? And a new Panel De Pon game, using the themes and characters. And it starred new characters though, but they were descendants of the original cast of Panel De Pon characters. For instance, the main character was Furil, who is actually Lip's daughter. And one thing that really kind of gripes with me, as it were, Nintendo Puzzle Collection was playable at E3 2003 and was going to be released worldwide. For whatever reason, it never did, and so the chance to actually have, although it wouldn't have been Lip, actually having the Panel De Pon in its purest form, in a purer form, being released worldwide, was missed yet again, which is grrr. Yeah, so it's like the universe seems to be intentionally stopping the series from having exposure outside of Japan, or simply Nintendo, though I'm not sure why. I mean, nowadays would be a brilliant time to release something like Panel De Pon starring Lip and such. I mean, puzzle games with a cutesy female protagonist and such, and fairies and such, that wouldn't seem all that out of place. At least nowadays, and heck, puzzle games are quite popular, as it were. So, in any case, as I mentioned before, in the Japanese versions of Planet Puzzle League for DS and Puzzle League for Express for DSi, there was in fact a special lip theme you could unlock. As I said, it's only in the Japanese version. For some reason, they didn't have lips theme unlockable in any of the other versions. In fact, I'm not sure you got anything for doing the things you had to do to get the lip theme. For some reason as well, the Planet Puzzle League and Puzzle League Express went without any theming. I mean, if you're not going to add in another theme to it, I don't see why they didn't just add in the Panel De Pon theme and lip and such, because it seems a bit bland going without anything. At least with Tetris Attack and the Pokemon Puzzle League and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, they had Yoshi and Pokemon, replace it as sort of actually giving it a theme. But that was the case with those games. Lip has made appearances in other games. For instance, she appeared in Captain Rainbow, a Japan-only Wii title. Yeah, there's a trend with this, as you can see. Within the game, she visits Min Min Island, wishing to become a great magician. She also suffers a cold throughout quite a bit of the game, and she has a piranha plant by her house, which is a nice little touch. Moving on. I naturally got to know Lip more or so through requesting her to be playable in Super Smash Bros. I mean, the Lip stick was already there, so it just made sense, and I just figured nice to have a puzzle representative. Dr. Mario doesn't actually have anything that properly incorporates his puzzle game mechanics or anything like that. And I like the character. I'd like to see her finally actually have proper appearances outside of Japan and be playable outside of Japan. And I naturally found out more about the character through other people who wanted Lip to be playable in Super Smash Bros. Series. It was actually pretty much my main reason that I actually signed up to Smashboards. Got myself an account of Smashboards, was to discuss with other people in the Smashboards Lip for Super Smash Bros. Forum that I ended up going onto that forum. Heck, now that I'm not a big fan of Super Smash Bros. For you, it's pretty much the main reason I go back to Smashboards. It's just simply to check up on how that forum's doing, pretty much. But there's some interesting bits of trivia in regards to Super Smash Bros. And Lip. When a fan asked if Lip could be added into SSB, and this was prior to Melee's release, by the way. This was, I think, after Super Smash Bros. 64. They asked Sakurai about Lip's chances to actually be added into Super Smash Bros. This was in Japanese and then translated, by the way, just so it may not be perfect, but Sakurai said the following: "But personally, I think Panel De Pon is a great masterpiece. If only the people who don't know her would give her a chance." Which has often been a part of people who want Lip in Super Smash Bros. A sort of Sakurai does like the series and does like Lip, so we usually use that to try and back up her chance of actually being added. Who knows, maybe with this ballot, maybe if Sakurai spots her within the ballot, he'll think there are other fans, she is starting to become quite well known, and there are other fans, and hey, let's add her. Maybe, hopefully. I can hope, can't I? Lipstick is an item featured in the Super Smash Bros. Series from Melee onwards. It works by when you hit an opponent, a flower pops on their head and deals more damage. And you hit them more times and, hey, the flower gets bigger and deals even more damage. Drains from them and whatnot. There's also one of Kirby's stone transformations is actually a Panel De Pon garbage block. The pink one with the sort of smiley face, happy little face and everything, is actually Lip's garbage block as well. Because each of the characters in Panel De Pon each had their own garbage block, and Lip's was the sort of pink one with the smiley face and whatnot. And there are even apparently theories that Lip was actually once considered for Super Smash Bros. Melee. The lipstick and the Kirby's transformation into a garbage block are 2 points of evidence For instance, it would make sense if Lip actually used the lipstick and could summon garbage blocks. That would make sense. But another theory in regards to Lip possibly being considered at one point for Super Smash Bros. Melee is actually that Greens could have actually been a Panel De Pon stage. Now, I'm not going to go into all the specifics, but it mostly centered on the rainbows and the flowery thematics, although they are both quite common to both the Kirby series as well, and how the stage seems to be split, so that there are effectively two boxes wherein blocks fall down, much like how the Panel De Pon series actually play. It was an interesting thing, and I'd have loved it if that were the case, and also be a little bit annoyed that once again Lip didn't get her chance to be featured in a game again. A little bit annoying. However, I've saved the best little bit of information for last, and that's about Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. There is strong evidence that Pokemon Puzzle Challenge was originally going to be a Panel De Pon game featuring Lip and the Fairy cast. That evidence being that you can actually access playable data playing as Lip in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It's only one mode you can access, to my knowledge, and it's just basically a play for as long as you can, see how long you can last, sort of survival type mode. But you can access it in Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It's still there. To do so, you need to get to the Game Boy Color only screen. When you put in a Game Boy Color game into a Game Boy, and it says this can only be played on the Game Boy Color. You have to press a certain code when you get to that screen. Now, it's easy if you've got a non-Game Boy Color, just a regular Game Boy or a Game Boy Pocket. But if you've got a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance, you can actually access it yourself. To do so, you have to do the following while on the title screen to Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. Press up 2 times. Press right 4 times. Press down once. Press left 10 times. Press up 4 times. Right. Press down 6 times. And then B. When you get onto the Game Boy Color only screen, press A 24 times. You'll then hear a chime, a little sound, to indicate that you've done it right. Then press B 24 times, and you'll be able to access Panel De Pon Game Boy Color data. And this can even be done on the 3DS eShop version of the game. If you've ever been to the Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Miiverse section, you'll actually see quite a few posts in the post on the community actually showing off people playing as Lip within the Panel De Pon data that exists within Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. So although it's not proper, it's not like an official Panel De Pon game per se, I have at least had the luxury of actually getting to play as Lip through accessing this data, which was wonderful to finally be able to do. Even though, it's not, the most proper official sort of channels, it's technically within the game, so heck, if you can access it, perfectly okay. But I do hope that somehow the Panel De Pon series will grow in popularity. I was really hoping that Intelligent Systems and Nintendo would remember to celebrate the Panel De Pon 20th anniversary. Maybe releasing the game in its original form on the Wii U in worldwide for once. That would have been lovely. Or even announcing a new Puzzle League game starring Lip and such. Or, hey, maybe even finally translating Nintendo Puzzle Collection as a HD remake. I mean, heck, you got the engine after doing Wind Waker HD. These things haven't happened as to my knowledge. I'm making this video just before the day of Panel De Pon's 20th anniversary, so I won't know if Nintendo or Intelligent Systems do announce something or do celebrate it in some way. If they don't, this video at least serves as my own personal celebration of the series, of Panel De Pon the game, and of the character of Lip and her various fairy friends, and the world of Popple and whatnot. I'd love it if there could be another Panel De Pon game where Lip finally gets her chance to shine again. I'd love it if she could be added into Super Smash Bros. Or at least made more aware of through a trophy. I believe she did get a sticker within Brawl, and some of and the other characters also got stickers, but something to more eye-catching than the stickers, obviously, with trivia and information. Or if she could just be playable, that would work just fine with me. I hope that these things could happen, and I'm hoping that this video, for those who are fans of the series, you know, they'll appreciate some of the things they may not have heard, or simply appreciate hearing another fan talk about various parts of the Panel De Pon series. You know, hey, we're all all of us fans of the series. Can sort of discuss it if you'd like, and I'm hoping that those who are not aware of Lip and Panel De Pon, be it through not knowing of the series or not knowing that the series was originally many of the games they have played were actually originally different in their original forms. I'm hoping that this was informative for you, that if it may have piqued your interest, may have had you consider, hey, you know, Lip should actually come worldwide. The Panel De Pon sort of game and the Cast of the Fairies it'd be perfectly okay if it actually had a worldwide appearance at long last. And if another Puzzle League game is made, I'm hoping that it will be that case, wherein they don't try to put someone else in the way or have no thematic at all. It's just Lip and the Panel De Pon Fairy cast. And I'm hoping you enjoyed this video. Most of all, I'm hoping you enjoyed. I'm hoping it's informative. I hope fans, you know, people appreciate sort of a fan of the Panel De Pon series talking about the Panel De Pon series or Puzzle League series. Sorry, just taking a sip of my green tea. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk about Panel De Pon and Lip. Cheerio, everyone, and a happy 20th anniversary to Panel De Pon. I could have said that so much better. Yeah, happy 20th anniversary, Panel De Pon.